In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.
Munson here with Good Morning Portugal show, live stream and podcast. How are you this morning? Yes, hola, bon dia, alegria. And the lady who came up with that phrase for us, Filomena Pascoal, will be joining us at around 9 this morning. It's Filomena Friday. Is this the right button? Oh, who's been messing about? Mrs. M, have you been messing about with me? With me pads here. Here we go.
Filomena Friday.
Filomena Friday. Sing along at home.
Filomena Friday.
Ooh, now I might seem a bit chipper. I'm knackered. Last night was amazing. It was intense. This was the webinar at 7:30. This will be available on the Expats Portugal channel, YouTube channel, where, of course, we've had 1 million views of the videos. I'm in 1 or 2 of those. This will be up on Sunday night at 6. At 6. I was going to say, or thereabouts. It's not like starting a live stream. It's like it's Google timing. If you program in Premiere at 6, it'll premiere at 6 Portuguese time. And it was an amazing job from Daniel and Gilda last night. They worked really hard. And then Gilda joined us for another hour for the Dream Team session at 9 until just after 10. And Daniel popped in as well. The guy's on holiday in the Azores at the moment. And Astrid and I were having a laugh with him before we got started, saying this is a bad time to go on holiday. Thing is, when you're a brilliant legal professional, there is no good time to go on holiday. Is how he responded. Yeah, there's no time. There's no good time to go on a holiday. The man is in demand, and especially so at the moment. Now you can find, if you want the services of Daniel and of Gilda, then best way to access them is via the Expats Portugal page, and or the business directory, I should say. And you'll get a discount on Gilda's services of EI if you go over and sign up on Expats Portugal as a premium member. And the taxation people, they have taxation people at AFM, but they also have Holborn Asset Management, who I believe are the guests of when it comes to the wealth management piece. I don't often use that phrase piece. But that part of life, if you like, will be covered by those guys, I think, next Thursday. Looking forward to hosting that. So here we go. We have the link to Expats Portugal. You can sign up free over there as well. So you can use that link that's in the chat now if you want to just get on the forums and have a chat with people about where they're at and share a bit of person-to-person, peer-to-peer info. You can do that on the link I've just popped onto the screen and into the chat. Owen's here, the man who sang that lovely little refrain.
Filomena Friday.
Yay! Filomena Friday, says Owen. Good to see you, mate. Anna, the Swede in Portugal, is here. Friday the 13th, of course, today. We'll find out from Filomena what that means in Portuguese culture. I don't think I've asked her that before, but my memory isn't brilliant. If I've already asked her that, and you know that, and you remember what the answer was, but I'm thinking our collective memory ain't what it used to be, is it? But if you do know, if you have your own view on how the Portuguese deal with Friday the 13th, because, of course, Black Cat here is unlucky, not lucky. Where I grew up, back in those days. And, yeah, did you see the meme that I popped up on the screen? Before this, actually, this was a modern part of my life when Windows 98 appeared. But as I was growing up, in the UK, if a black cat crosses your path, that's a good thing. Not so much here in Portugal. We'll find out what Friday the 13th means to people as well. Jackie, the humble crafter, is here. Hello. Lovely to see you here, Jackie. Morning from the Grand Union Canal in the UK. Looking forward to moving out there in spring and can't wait to meet you all. How lovely, Jackie. If you'd been here this weekend, you could have met us in Tomar. These Discovery weekends are going great. We had a lovely debut Discovery weekend in Aroera. Well, it doesn't seem like a month ago. That's because it wasn't. I think it was only 3 weeks ago. Amazing for anyone who was there. It was only 3 weeks ago, I think, that we were in Aroera. This weekend, friends, we are in Tomar. Looking forward to having your company. So it's T-0. We have liftoff. We have ignition and liftoff later on this afternoon. So T-1/2, perhaps. We're half a day away from driving over to Tomar. And we're looking forward to having a great time over there this weekend. Just chatting to Bob. Not that one, the other one. Bob is joining us on the screen in the north of Portugal. Bob Wenger, good morning to you. Great to see you. Love to you and Viv. Bob Yonker, remember Bob Yonker, who was an early guest on the Good Morning Portugal show? He makes beautiful, inspirational music. Yeah, that Bob. And he lives over that way. Looking forward to seeing him. And he's got the right idea. I sent him the schedule, which you're seeing on your screen now. And that's where we'll be. It's a movable feast, including tours, drinking, eating, drinking, eating, and drinking and eating, and occasionally going to the odd point of interest. And there are some accommodation suggestions at booking.com. If you want a late treat for yourself this weekend, why not come over and stay? But Tomorrow, for a lot of people, isn't a million miles away. The weather will be milder and cooler, I believe, this weekend. And there's a lovely video. If you can't come to Tomorrow, you can at least watch the video on our website over there. So looking forward to seeing you if you're coming over to Tomorrow this weekend. And we also are going to be talking to Pedro, or seeing Pedro. We spoke to him, didn't we, earlier this week? And it was lovely to catch up with Pedro, who Anna brought along. Anna's going to be there as well, the immersion experience. Anna, Portuguese immersion experiences. And she'll be with us over in Tomar. With Pedro and with the Gumpers, the Integral Cooperative Tia Inspirar, inspiring you, a convergence of talents and businesses. They're also launching this weekend in Tomar. So what a wonderful weekend it's going to be. Really looking forward to it. Looking forward to relaxing and hanging out a little bit. Because it was such a busy night last week. These have been such busy times. It'll be lovely to hang out with you in Tomar if you can possibly make it. How about I put the link to that onto the screen as well for you this morning? How are you doing? Let's see who's in. Chris Smith has just joined us as well. Bon dia from the Algarve. My goodness, he gets about. Are you bluegrassing it down there, Chris? Lovely to see you this morning. There's the link for the Discovery Weekend. Well, if you take that back a www or two and just drop the Tomar part of it, you'll see where we've got other Discovery Weekends planned, notably San Martino de Porto in early November. That's probably only, 3 or 4 weeks away as well. I was thinking, do them once a month. They'll be nicely spaced out. There'll be time to relax in between. I think months have become like days, haven't they? And years have become like months now, if you see what I mean. Time is whizzing by, is it not? Bondi, seize that day. Carpe diem. See you in Tomar. I said see you in Torquay. Don't go to Torquay by mistake. Nothing wrong with Torquay. But we're in Tomar, not Torquay this weekend. Or Turkey, for that matter. Bon dia, todos. That reminds me of the time when I picked up somebody hitchhiking. And I thought they said they were from Turkey. So I was thinking, I got a very exotic hitchhiker here. They were from Torquay, as it turned out. Bon dia, todos. Well done, everyone. We've made it to Friday. Yes! Oh, yes. Well done, everybody. Take a bow. I've quite enjoyed planning the road trip next year, including a stop in San Martino de Porto for a couple of nights to include, hopefully, a Wednesday meetup. Fantastic. And lovely to chat to you about getting a mates rate discount of the storytellers. If anybody wants the mates rates for the storytellers, I've organized that. Going well, isn't it? If you want a subscription, a mates rate subscription, a Gumper Mate subscription, and you want that at a discount for the Portugal resident, just send me a message and I'll connect you with the subscription department of the Portugal resident, where I have a column. It was published online yesterday. Why retire when you can aspire? That's my latest piece that's been published, and it'll be in the paper today, I believe. And I think they were printing many, many more copies of the Portugal Resident this week, because they're around. I think they're in London. They were doing events in the Algarve, so the print run is way up. So you'll probably get to see it in a way you might not at the moment, because there is distribution for the Portugal Resident around the country. Easiest way to get it is the Portugal is via from the Portugal resident via subscription, but it is available in some shops as well, and you can read it online. Okay, so we've got Coach Turner's God Squad tip of the day, and I forgot the dad jokes yesterday. T-Duck popped in briefly, and the end of the show, I think I need to just calm Jimmy Choo. Hold on, bear with me a minute. I just need to shout at the dog or talk to him encouragingly. Yeah, something's got his attention out in the garden. Very Portuguese. God Squad tip of the day. Then an important part of our lives is the social element. And I was just telling you, wasn't I, that I forgot to do the dad jokes. Do you know what? I might peak early with these because I see we've got other dad jokes. It got really busy towards the end of the show yesterday. We were talking to the Portugueser, of course. He's a Portugueser. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Portugal. We were talking to him, and of course, Katia Lima, and we've segmented her Portuguese cafe quiz, which will be on the YouTube channel soon. I've made it. I've yet to publish it because I've been publishing lots of NHR snippets. They are going through the roof. It's incredible, the interest, the amount of panic that the end of the NHR scheme has caused. People have got a voracious appetite for watching any snippets about the NHR. So they are going incredibly well. Hundreds and hundreds of views on Good Morning Portugal of the NHR snippets. I've got one I want to play you. Do you remember the one with Veronica and her friend? A couple of videos from Veronica from VRSA with the Spanish coming in on coaches to play you. And also, I want to just remind you what Veronica and her friend was saying about the NHR as well. So I'll play that too. But it got so busy, forgot to do the dad jokes. I got mugged by 6 dwarves, T-Duck told us yesterday. Not happy. Not happy, get it? I wonder... I've heard other 6, I've heard other 7 dwarves jokes. Snow White was feeling grumpy, and he didn't mind it one bit. I wonder if clouds ever look down at me and say, "Hey, hey, look, that one is shaped like an idiot." And scientists have discovered that at any given time, 2% of the Earth's water is in Tupperware containers in dishwashers. Amazing. Got funded to do that, of course. That's wonderful, isn't it? Don't you love science? Especially when it comes up with incredible facts like that. So God Squad tip of the day. An important part of our lives is the social element. I mean, for some of us more than others, right? Part of that for me is going to the track to train, to the track, to the train, to the train, to the track, and coach, where I regularly meet lots of people and have made some good friends. Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? I was talking to Mike Brody of OurNet. Remember OurNet? That project came to Portugal. I came with it and did some work on a new social network, and underselling it, calling it a social network. But I was with Mike and a team yesterday who were looking at how to take OurNet onto the next stage. And we talked about so many things about human beings, about collaboration, about community, about connection, about communication, lots of C's in there. And you're so right, Coach Turner. And so, yes, I think Coach Turner is suggesting, yes, perhaps you can find a social activity that will help encourage you to exercise, or conversely, find an exercise activity that can provide you with a social interaction. See what you did there? So, yeah, you don't need to get too hung up on the social part. That just follows, doesn't it? If you follow your heart and passion and find a new activity to do, especially in a new country, you'll make those social interactions anyway, and you don't have to worry about all that social stuff. Or, am I an introvert? Am I an extrovert? No, just follow your passion, find a new hobby, because loneliness is not good for you, says Coach Turner here. Cheers, Coach. That's wonderful. And talking of new social activities, we've got another one for you. This is great. Really looking forward to this. This is with our friends at the Storytellers Palace here in San Martino de Porto. Let me just remove your comment for a moment there. A quickie from Pam, bon dia. And I think Suze has managed to trump your beautiful pimped ride that you sent in of the Porsche. We've got a macrame cover for a car, which is another nice touch that we're sharing with you, Coach Turner, specifically this morning. However, on the 25th of October, that's 2 weeks from last Wednesday, we've got a new kind of meetup. Our regular meetup will continue. Don't worry about that. It has a life of its own. We've created a lovely monster with the regular meetup in San Martino de Porto, adding to the schedule. Oh, look, the little cockerel's there already at the Storytellers Palace. Can you see him on the picture there? And we have a Portugal Club event, a new expat meetup for networking and know-how, 25th of October. This is one which is where you pay for your food. to the establishment, and it'll be a beautiful lunch, soft drinks included at €25, and a bit more of the sort of professional networking aspect to this, meeting speakers, professionals, good food and good wine, and an incredible location, the best location in San Martino de Porto. Got to be, isn't it? Slightly controversial statement to make, but in terms of venues, I mean, it's there. It's 5-star, and you'll get to see the Storytellers Palace as well. 25th of October, and we're looking forward to having a few of our professional friends there. If you want to ask them anything about life, moving to Portugal and being in Portugal, it'll be a good event. It'll be a little bit more formal than our informal Wednesday meetup. This is slightly different. Looking forward to seeing you there, perhaps. So if you want to RSVP to that, we do need the numbers on that one. That's what I mean about it being a bit more formal. Not how I usually roll, not my usual informality. This one a bit more serious because we need to let Marco at the Storytellers know exactly how many people are turning up so he can cater for them. Filomena is already here.
Filomena Friday.
Hola, bon dia, querido. And to Owen there. I thought that was to me, Owen. It's to you. You're the querido this morning. She'll be calling me Carlitos later on. Como estás? And we'll be premiering the movie of our trip to the Schist villages later on today as well. Another dad joke coming in. Watch out! To make a long story short, I became an editor. Very good. And something to think about from James, the banana slug. If a plant is sad, this is good. Do other plants photosynthesize with it? Very good. And to Coach Turner from James, Bondi Ian, apologies for butting in. I didn't realize you weren't quite done. It happens. Coach Turner is carefully crafting messages, and then he's blasting in with dad jokes and all sorts there. Bondi, have a great day and weekend, everyone. Bon fin de semana from Anna down in the Algarve. My Portuguese language course for foreigners starts on Monday. You got this. You've got this, Anna. Good luck on that. And keep us abreast of what's going on, if you will. Bon dia todos from the Global Nobles. Favorite thing this week is seeing how many times we can slip in queijo into every conversation. It's a goodie, isn't it? And I told Gilda to her face last night that I had diagnosed her with queijo. Meanwhile, in Portugal, a doctor says to a man there, if you're not familiar with this, it's a new medical diagnosis. It appears that you've got PPQQ. Is it serious, doc? No, but you are. And this is so true. There are some Portuguese. It's a Portuguese characteristic, really, isn't it? In so many ways, there are times when a Portuguese person will speak to you straight. And I've been on the receiving end of that many times from Gilda, as I'm sure you know if you've ever watched our interactions on screen. And I think she took it pretty well that she's got PPQQ. Good luck. Have fun with that. And don't forget the little waiter joke that was shared with us by Katia as well. 10 out of 10 for me on that. And do you know what I did? I bought her a coffee, one for every correct answer yet. If you haven't bought Katia Lima a coffee yet for all her excellent service in the blogging world, you can do that at Beyond Lisbon blog, which is hers, where she shares all those wonderful blogs over there. Yeah, I bought her 10 coffees, 10 correct answers, 10 coffees. Cost me dearly being so brilliant yesterday. Okay, Jackie, it was lovely to welcome you. Do stick with us. Keep us up to date, maybe, on your journey here. Sounds like you live a lovely life on the Grand Union Canal. I don't know if you're a permanent boater over there, but why not tell us a bit more about your journey towards Portugal and keep us in touch with that? That would be wonderful. Carl, why intense was it raining? He's on fire this morning. A three shredded wheat joke, that. And Bob Wenger, the aforementioned. You're really on a roll today. Oh, James is on a roll today. There he is. Noted, duly noted. Well, keep it up. Let's see if we can keep it up, so to speak, for the next. How long? I think he's going to get serious when Filomena gets here because he loves Filomena's insight into the language and culture. So James might pivot from the dad jokery to the more serious student mode at around 9 o'clock when Filomena joins us. Bon dia from Pam. Good morning, Pam. And thank you, and hope to catch you on the next one. Yeah, definitely. Pam, good call, Coach Turner. I'm still on the lookout for a new dance class. A great fun and great exercise. It sure is. Who else is here? Portugal's son, Francis. Bon dia, alegria a todos. Bon fin de semana. Cheers, mate. Antonio F. The mighty Antonio F is with us. Thanks for all your service to the Good Morning Portugal community, especially over on gmpvip.com. Thank you very much, Antonio. Really appreciate you. And why retire when you can aspire? Do I need to put the link to that on the screen? All right, I'll do that because I'm going to play a video for you now before we run out of time. Went swimming yesterday. Me too, Pam. I went swimming in the sea with daughter Minnie. We had a lovely time. It's really our dad and daughter thing to do. The boys are busy gaming and doing their sort of thing, stuff that they love to do. And me and Minnie just pop to the seaside. It's really lovely and easy for us to do and go for a swim together. It's absolutely wonderful. And great to see you, Dee and Christina, down by the water yesterday as well. I went swimming yesterday and had water in my ear all night. It's finally cleared now. It's a little pool on the pillow. For me, it might be that San Martino glittery sand and a tiny little crab on the pillow if the water comes out of my ears after a swim down there. And Filomena joining us at 9. We've got a lovely gent in Lisbon who's opened a podcasting studio. That'll be Mike joining us a little bit later on too, at around 9:30. If you want to get started in the podcasting world, you haven't got the kit and you just want to go to a studio, he's opened one of those up down there in Lisbon, in the capital. Over there, down there, yeah. Dad joke, hold on a minute, about wife's underwear. This could get a little bit serious and naughty here. I told my wife her underwear was too tight and revealing. She said, well, then wear your own. That sounds like Chris. It's a fine balance, says James. Mindful madness, pivoting from joking around to being very serious about being a Portuguese language and culture student. Let's play that video. I've got a video here from Veronica from yesterday. She was looking out of her window. There's the fair down there in VRSA, and coaches started to appear. I think one after another. We've got them arriving and we've got them leaving. This is the Spanish arriving yesterday in Portugal.
Okay, here's the buses. They are going to flood this fair with Spanish holiday people. Look, here's another bus. I mean, these vendors are gonna clean up, but wow, today is the day. Get out, buy your stuff now. It's already crowded, guys. Look at this. Or stay in today. The band starts at 21:30, and it'll be in that little stage right there. But wow, it's amazing.
Now, was it laid on especially for Michael and Catherine, who've re-arrived back in VRSA? Hope you're having a great time down there. And we've got the schedule. Thank you for that, Veronica. That was the Spanish leaving. We've got, the party's just begun, really. We've got Duo Reflexo, we've got Cookie Monsters and Nelson Santos tomorrow evening. That's the music. And I'm saving that and I'll share that later when we've got some what's-ons to do for the weekend for you. Let me just save that. Thank you very much. And here's the Spanish leaving yesterday, although I suspect a few of them are still here, right?
Hey, the band just started. The smart people brought some chairs. Life on the river. The bands start late in Portugal too. Start like at 9:30. Funny, nobody's at the front dancing. Okay, that's annoying. We have all this great music and this one ride keeps yelling. That needs to stop.
My goodness, the Portuguese know how to party, don't they? It's only just begun. There you go. Duo Reflexo tonight, Friday the 13th. Cookie Monsters tomorrow, and Nelson Santos, the headliner, tomorrow. Music starting at 9:30. And while we're talking about the NHR, let's just finish off our mention of the NHR this morning. And Gilda said yesterday she was quite shocked about all the people getting in touch with her. She said, everyone was wanting to move here. He was saying how wonderful Portugal was, the food, the people, the wine, the culture, the weather. And now the NHR things come up and you don't want to come here because of the money. I'm a little bit disappointed. Here's that sentiment from a different angle here with Veronica and her pal that was sent to us. And I'm so glad you made this video, Veronica.
Hi, friends. It's Veronica, your American in Portugal. And this...
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. What just happened today, Elizabeth?
I got my CEF card. We went to the CEF office in Porto Alegre, and it went smoothly and easily, and now I'm an official resident.
Okay, and so as an American also in Portugal, did you come here for this? Or did you come here for NHR?
For this?
Yeah, so with the NHR changes, would that keep you away from buying a house here?
No.
Right, because
This is it. It's all about adventure and history and loveliness, safety.
being in Europe.
I can't say enough good things about it.
Okay, cheers. You heard it from the American's mouth. NHR, we're not here for NHR. We're not here for like dirt cheap prices. We're here for a lovely, safe, historic place in lovely Portugal.
A wonderful life.
Yay. Cheers, friends.
It remains about it being about a wonderful life. And I think there was a sentiment gathering. If you're only coming here for the NHR, don't bother. But I don't want to be too harsh about it. And I know it's a serious issue for some people who are in a very sort of marginal situation, and there is a genuine concern, I think, for those people who are worried that how they done their financial planning meant that if there's a change of this kind, it might affect their income if it's a bit of a marginal situation. So I really feel for you if your business plan has been upset in that way, but don't give up just yet. That was another message from last night. Run the numbers, do the numbers, talk to a taxation expert on both sides of the water, run your numbers. Don't go with your emotional reaction. And I understand there's an emotional reaction about this. It's like, oh my God, all those lovely things I was looking forward to in Portugal that Munson's talking about every day of the week. I can understand if you suddenly feel that's going to be out of your reach and it's not going to be possible. I understand that reaction, but this is all very well for me to say. I tend to lead with the emotions and do the numbers last. But in this instance, with the NHR, do the numbers. Really have a look and see what adjustments can be made to make sure you still have your beautiful life that you've been visualizing here in Portugal. Professional help is at hand, and we'll do our best to support you. Expats Portugal will do our best at Good Morning Portugal here to support you in that. So don't get too disappointed. Couple of minutes away from Filomena, and we've got a few more hellos to say this morning. Bon dia to Aviva. Great to see you here this morning. How's Madeira this morning? It's looking like it might be a bit rainy for our weekend in Tamar coming up. And I love that. I love that his name is Mike. I didn't even realize that. The man with the podcasting studio who's coming to talk to us about that around 9:30 is called Mike. Of course he is. I live full time on the water, but my dream is Coimbra, selling my crafts. Jackie, I'm Welsh and love the life I see possible out there in paradise in Portugal. Can't wait to get there. Thank you. I'm sure Filomena will pop and see you if you're in Coimbra. She lives in the Coimbra district, of course, at Miranda de Corvo. Why retire when you can aspire? You can do my vacuum. Aspirar. Very good. We're liking that wordplay. Have you tried the tosta mística yet? That wordplay from Katia Lima yesterday, the mystical sandwich, toasted sandwich, the tosta mística. That's really good. Why retire when you can aspirar? You can do my vacuuming anytime. Well done, Pam. And Jackie agreeing as well. Pam, you're so right. Not about the vacuuming. I think about the dancing, possibly. It's great, a great activity for keeping fit. NHR changes, what? No issue. If you're going for the love of Portugal and the people, you're going for the... if you're not going for the love of Portugal and the people, you're going for the wrong reasons. Wow, Jackie, laying it out just like that, just like Gilda, a bit casual there. I'm here for a wonderful life as well, says James, and an affordable life is definitely part of that. Of course it is, but that's not the reason I chose to be in Portugal. It's 9 o'clock. Let's give her a massive round of applause because
Filomena Friday.
Who is
Hello!
What an entry! Oh, and where did you get
Bom dia!
Bom dia to you. Olá, bom dia, alegria to you.
Olá, bom dia a todos. Como estão?
Muito bem, obrigado. And what a time we had only a week ago, Filomena. It was only a week ago.
It was only a week ago.
I was on a coach, I think, at this time, wasn't I?
Yes, at this time you were on the way to Miranda.
It was superb. So, first of all, on behalf of everybody who came on the trip to the Schist villages, the Beirão nectar nursery, the factory there, the distillery, and Albergo restaurant, of course. Thank you so much for organizing a corking trip.
It was, I also had lots of fun. It was not just you. I also had lots of fun. I love organizing trips, as you have probably noticed. And so, yes, we were very lucky with everything because the weather, for example, was fantastic comparing with today. Today it's still okay, but it's a bit cloudy. But so, yes, the weather was great. Everything we went to was also great, I think, and so and we had a lovely driver, right, Rodrigo.
Oh, Rodrigo, we're Facebook friends now. He's my new bus driving BFF. What a lovely man! What a lovely man!
Yes, he's very nice. He's very nice.
Yeah, incredible fella. And glad to be friends with him. He did an amazing job because some of those roads. Going up to the Schist villages,
not easy.
Nerves of steel. As you'll see, well, we're going to premiere the video because I shared it with you, Filomena, because of course you should have been among the first to see it, and the Gumpers are on the tour. But we'll premiere that video. It is a big 7 minutes of video, but I think it's worth sharing with everybody. Okay. And is it too early to talk about the next tour? Because some people will have felt like they've missed out. Have we got another one planned?
Of course we do. Let's watch the video then.
Should we watch the video for this one? Okay.
If you want to show the video, I think it's worth seeing. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got so much to talk about because we've got some video from another event that you did.
Because since last time we met, last time was September, right? The beginning of September. I was in Spain then. Remember, I was in Spain the last time
Yes.
I was on holiday. And after that, I have organized 2 trips. I have organized the Parsnip Festival. Remember the Parsnip Festival? We went to Serra da Estrela. And I would like to show some pictures as well about that trip. And then the trip that we did last Friday, both trips were very, very, a lot of fun. They were very good trips.
Okay, because I think Rodrigo had taken a coach of people to the same place that you went to last week. But I'll find out if that's true or not. So let's look at last Friday's, and we will pretty much you'll see where we were this time last week at some point in this video. So we will remain on screen and react to this, Filomena. So let me pop it onto the screen now. Sit back and enjoy this, folks.
Wonderful job, Louisa, right?
Yes, great job. Well, we appear to have arrived at our first stop, Gondramage. I'll give you a little view of the Schist village behind me now. Isn't that pretty? Looks kind of Schisty to me.
A holiday, and so the long weekend brought a lot of people here, as usual.
Vamos embora!
Vamos embora! There are lots of little alleys like those.
Oh my word!
Washing machine.
What's the Princeton's washing machine?
There we go. And Rodrigo.
Here we go. I think it might be. This is the Nectar Nursery. Oh, yes. Heather, morning.
And João, that's João. Aha!
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Obrigada, Carlitos. Obrigada, Carlitos.
The boss. With the boss there.
Yes, Engenheiros José Redondo. He was marvelous as well.
Back on the bus.
There we go. Lausanne. The castle. A bit of exercise before lunch.
We did it.
Lovely setting, isn't it?
Beautiful setting. Oh, by the window here, overlooking. Oh my goodness.
Second one,
Yeah.
or the second from the bottom.
That's Costa, isn't it?
It's Costa.
Yes, indeed. Okay. And these are all the reviews. They do. Oh, and there's Colin. Oh.
Yes, marvelous food.
Oh.
Even the vegetarians and the vegans, they had different starters as well. So everyone was pleased.
Definitely do it, Pam. Do it. Back on the bus. At our second Schist village of the day, it's a Schist village sandwich. We have just been to Obergon, the restaurant with Filomena. What an amazing day. Gondramage this morning, Talajnau now this afternoon. And I'm going to walk you through the village. It's so beautiful. I thought I'd been to a Schist village before. Well, I'd driven through the area and thought I knew what Schist villages were. Turns out I didn't really. I'm going to walk you to the end of this one so you get a sense of what it's like. But I think it's only a sense of what it's like because it's quite incredible, this setting. Look, this is where we are, Talajnau. Gondramage this morning, Talajnau this afternoon in the Serra de Lausanne. And then we just popped out. Oh, little gap here, excuse me, on the centre. Get all these little alleyways. Look, there's the setting, the valley in which we find ourselves this afternoon. It's so amazing. Just around this little corner is a Flintstones hot tub. Yabba-dabba-doo! And beautiful Schist village. We've driven up through the mountain roads, which we just came to a final hairpin in the road, and then just around that hairpin bend is the wonderful Talajnau where we are now.
Yeah, and then we went and explored a little bit of the village. It's like going back in time, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Montanhas de Amor. Talajnau, Montanhas de Amor.
Look, it's so beautiful. The hill. Well, that was so wonderful. Thank you very much, Filomena. There's my hat when I got home. I hung my hat up. No, I mean, what an amazing man. What an amazing man. If you want to get onto the mailing list for Filomena, drop her a line, tripsforbrits@gmail.com. But that what an amazing fellow who we met.
Yes, and I would like to thank Engineer José Redondo for all he did, because he guided us through the factory, and he also offered lots of things. So we even brought some herbs as well, because there are 13 different plants to produce Licor Beirão, and we could help ourselves and bring the plants with us and everything. So and of course, apart from the lovely cocktails as well, and the hats, and that was a present from me. Yes, so
lovely. A souvenir bottle of Beirão as well.
Yes, a souvenir with a personalized label.
Yes.
And the other present for you with another personalized label.
That was so
Obrigada,
lovely.
Carlitos. Yes.
It's still there, beautiful in its box. We drank the Honra, the 100-year celebration version. Or we haven't drunk it all yet, but we've been so enjoying it. And the chocolates, I tried the chocolates.
Yes, the chocolates as well. Lovely chocolates.
It was like walking around a factory with Willy Wonka, wasn't it, in the chocolate factory? Because we walked past where they were boxing up the chocolates. He said, help yourself, take a big handful, more.
And then nobody would go further. they were stuck there on the chocolates, eating chocolates.
No, somebody asked me the question. They got to see this, I think, over on our GMP VIP, and said, can anyone go and see the factory? I think no. Okay. Do you organize that, especially for us?
No, they don't usually open for visitors. No,
really?
It's true. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, then, Filomena, for doing that.
You were lucky. You were the lucky one.
We so were. Yeah, incredible. Veronica, thank you. Yeah, good morning. Beautiful shots. Okay, so that's the Schist villages. Got to move on because you've been mobile and you've been elsewhere in the country as well, haven't you? It's been amazing. We have, what's this? Is this one of yours that you've sent to me?
Yes, this is the Parsnip Festival we went to. We had lunch also at a very nice restaurant, at Torre, the highest restaurant in Portugal. So almost at 2,000 meters altitude. And this was our lovely group there in the restaurant. And the landscape that you can get of Cova de Beira. So it's amazing. I love the mountain. This is the highest village in Portugal, Aldeia mais alta de Portugal, the altitude of 1,050 meters.
Okay.
So Sabugueiro, that is the highest village.
I think I'm confused then, because I think Rodrigo said, when we were driving home, and he pulled up alongside some bigger coaches, he said that the people on the coach next door want to kidnap me because I was on a tour with them for 3 days, and they were on the border and they went into Spain. Is Sabugal, is that a village, a walled village on the border? Or have I got
yes,
that right?
Yes. It's Sabugal is another village. This is Sabugueiro.
Sabugueiro. Okay, so there it is, Sabugueiro.
Sabugueiro is at the top of Serra da Estrela, and it's the last village before we reach the top.
Okay, all right. And there's another shot of the group.
That is also Nossa Senhora de Neve, or Nossa Senhora da Estrela. That is also carved into the stone. Can you see at the back?
I was going to ask you about that. So you got the last gentleman on the right, and there's a stairway above his head.
That's right. That's right.
That's carved into the rock.
And that statue is 7 meters high.
Oh, I see the statue above the stairway. That's
but it's a big statue that has been carved in the stone, and it is Nossa Senhora da Boa Estrela, because the mountain is Serra da Estrela, and it's Our Lady of Good Star.
That's amazing. I mean, you would think, wouldn't you, something like that? This is Portugal's Mount Rushmore, that everyone would know about it. It would be on, there would be so many sort of tributes.
Yes, that's why when I do the trips, as you have seen last week, when I do the trips, I always try to show the most things possible, and I always try to stop whenever we do have the time. I always try to stop at the spots like this one. I think it was worth stopping, because people they would pass and they would not even notice that was there. So because I know the area quite well, because my grandmother was from Covilhã, so I used to go there at least twice a year. And so I know the area quite well, and I know every little corner, let's say.
Incredible. You know, like it's so Portuguese, isn't it? What was that? Oh, that's just Nossa Senhora, the carved rock face. What? Stop the car. I need to see it. It's Portugal's Mount Rushmore, isn't it? And there is Mount Rushmore before it was carved. And thank you very much. I think it was Suze who sent this. Mount Rushmore's natural beauty before it was, well, it was unprecedented. Get it? Anyway, okay, back to your tour of the Parsnip Festival.
That's Mrs. Simpson and Mr. Simpson, Deborah and Ray. They were the Simpsons. That's the Simpsons and me. So we were on that lovely spot as well. We stopped there to see the landscape. Cova de Beira is what we call the valley there.
Yeah, incredible. That's so wonderful. Thank you very much. And of course, I think there's a bit of dancing as well, wasn't there? So we've got a video to show.
Yes, if you want to show it. I know it's a lot of things, but I just
show a little bit of this. So we'll have a bit of music on the show. So let's. Where are we now? We ended up in a village where there happened
in the parsnip because the Parsnip Festival. It was not just, the trip was not just the Parsnip Festival. We went in the morning. We traveled all through the mountain, from one side of the mountain to the other side of the mountain. We did everything. We saw Lagoa Comprida, for example, the biggest lagoon lake that we have at the top of the Serra da Estrela. We stopped at those lovely spots to see the landscape. We ate at the top of the mountain, and then we came to the other side of the mountain to the city of Covilhã, where the Parsnip Festival was. So in the afternoon we were there in the Parsnip Festival, and there were lots of activities as a usual festival.
Incredible. Morning to you, Tony. A bit of Tony time this morning. Bon dia alegria, happy Friday and an excellent weekend. Good to see you. And the Parsnip Festival is awesome. I love the fact there's absolutely no advertising anywhere at all. The meal was delicious. Let's do a bit of dancing now. I met a couple in San Martino de Porto last Wednesday at the meetup, and they were from Portugal Grande, and they went to the Parsnip Festival. I said, did you enjoy it? So, well, we went a few days after. Because they were parsnip fans and they couldn't find parsnips in the shop.
Oh, we could. I bought parsnips. I brought some parsnips, and
they bought
some of the people.
Festival. Yeah, they went especially to the festival to buy parsnips.
And they couldn't find any parsnips?
No, they can't find them in the supermarket generally. So they
made
a parsnip pilgrimage to get parsnips.
Okay.
It's the attachment of some British people. So lovely to meet you both. This is a bit of dancing then at the Colivilla at the parsnip party. That was amazing. I don't think I've ever seen a procession where there's one sort of music at the front and then another sort of music at the back. And lovely costumes. That was amazing. Absolutely wonderful.
Those were the several groups that were performing that afternoon, and they made this parade before they got to the stage.
What a great idea. What a great idea. Now, our trip last Friday was filled on the way home. There was a kind of whiff of, well, partly apples, because thank you to Kathy, who
brought a box of apples, yes, for
That's
everyone.
right.
Yeah.
And so we were eating apples, and also the fumes of Beirão were on the bus. What sort of fumes do you get after a parsnip festival on the bus home? Is it? Do you imagine it could be a little bit?
We bought lots of parsnips.
Okay, open the window. All right, superb, amazing. So we're kind of up to date with this. Like, I'm exhausted just watching it all, and inspired and excited to think about where you might be taking us next. So where is the next tour? Where can people join you?
Golgan. Golgan, the horse capital.
Yes, superb. What can they expect?
Well, they expect to be in the far west.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what will the day look like?
So, well, first in the morning, because a trip with me, you always start early to get everything in a day. So, in the morning, it's to visit the marvelous castle of Almorol.
Oh, excellent.
So the castle of Almorol. So it's 1 hour drive from Caldas to more or less 1 hour drive to near Golgan to Tancos. And then in Tancos, we are going to take a little boat.
Yeah.
And then the little boat takes us in about 10 minutes. We are going to reach the castle. And then the castle, we can visit the castle.
And we're on a coach, and then we're going to get into a boat.
And then you transfer to a boat.
Right,
yes,
okay.
The coach, and then the boat, and then visit the castle, and then the boat again to come to shore again.
Yes.
and then so of course the bus again, then lunch, and then after lunch another option is people because then after lunch we are going to be in Golgan in the main square. But for those who choose to do that, they can also go with me and visit the studio Carlos Relvas. So the Carlos Relvas was the first famous photographer in Portugal, and you can see the house itself is amazing because it's very different in terms of architecture. It is a very lovely house because it was built to be a studio. It was specifically a studio house. So we have a guided tour also to explain all the origin of photography in Portugal and the story about Carlos Relvas. He was an amazing man. He did lots of different jobs. So the ones who want to do that can do that. The ones who don't want to, if they don't want to go to the Carlos Relvas Museum, they can just be in the main square and see the horses and visit the stables and see Carlos Relvas there. And that's the house. That's the house.
This is the man. We're over at GMP VIP at the moment. Learnaboutportugal.com, and this is the man really who popularized photography in Portugal. Yep. I mean, he was a bit of a dandy and an interesting fellow, wasn't he? Look at that beard set.
Very. Yeah.
And that's the house he lived in, and it's preserved like
well,
that.
He did at first the house. He actually lived there later, but the house was built to be just a studio.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that's just part of it. We're on a boat to a castle. We go to his house, and then you've got the
horses, of course. The horses, right. because yes, the horses are amazing, and we have the Portuguese breed, Cavalo Lusitano, that is a very beautiful kind of horse. And you can visit the stables. You can see the shows because there are several shows going on. The horses in the street. you walk, because the traffic in the town is cut, so everything is just you walk in the town, or you ride a horse. So and you can meet horses everywhere, and if you like horses, this is the place to go.
Incredible. So, and you said this is a trip that's starting from Caldas.
Yes, it can start from Caldas. It can also start from here, and we can all meet in Golgan, because we are 1 hour away from here. It's 1 hour away, and from you, it's 1 hour away. So
very good. Okay.
We can just meet there.
The Caldas trip, the last one we did was the first, wasn't it, from the Silver Coast? And normally you're going from your part of the country, but we might have,
normally it's from here, from Miranda do Corvo, from Panela, from
beautiful. So we might have a meeting of buses, Almorol.
We might have a meeting, and it's by the way, it's on St. Martin's Day, November the 11th.
Wow. Okay, we'll have been in San Martino the weekend before, and we will be going to Galgal the week after. Superb. That's get in touch if you want to make a preliminary sort of reservation booking. That's the way to do it, right, Filomena? tripsforrents@gmail.com.
Yes, if people want to know details, I'm still waiting for some details, right? But yes, people can contact me, and so if you are interested in the trip, please get in touch with me, and then we will organize everything the best we can.
Right, we're going to go to Lisbon now and have a quick chat with Mike, who's over there. He's opened up a podcasting studio, which I think he might be in and giving us a little tour of this morning. Let's give him a nice big round of applause. Here he is. Morning, Mike.
Morning. Can you hear me okay?
Olá, bom dia, tudo bem?
Bom dia. Yeah, estou aprendendo português.
Oh, well done. It's great to meet you. Muito prazer. And bon fin de semana to you. Thank you for kicking off the weekend for us with a little tour around your podcasting studio. Just to rewind a little bit, I mean, it came to my attention because you're in a brilliant group of expat dads. It's for everyone in Portugal, isn't it? But a lot of you are focused in Lisbon. Tell us a little bit about the expat dads group, if you will.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about it. I know that Shane is the head honcho of it. I just participate, and they always are doing events. I love it because you got a group of guys with sort of similar values. A lot of them are entrepreneurial. They have their own businesses. So you get to be in this group of guys that everyone's kind of trying to do somewhat similar things, and there's a similar energy. So it's always fun to go get beers with them. We've gone axe throwing a few times.
What?
Yeah. We go to there's an axe throwing place here in Lisbon.
There isn't.
Yeah, there is. Okay. Actually, funny. It's called US Axe Club, I think, which is funny because most of us are from the US. So, yeah.
Wow, I had no idea. What a lovely surprise.
Yeah, wild. Yeah.
So beers and axes. I just think that sounds so Scandinavian and dangerous to me.
So Scandinavian, yeah.
Yes. And you've chosen to live in Lisbon. You've been in Portugal long?
We've been here almost a year. We got here November last year, and we've loved it so far. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, great. Okay, well, It's so lovely to hear that. And you launched a business by the sound of it. This is a podcasting studio that you've created. What, it's open to the public?
Yeah, so I've played around with the idea of my own studio and then also a place where other people can rent. So now it's a hybrid. So it is my studio that I rent out a room. It's out of a co-working space here and a coffee shop. They have amazing coffee. So it's kind of a win-win because we'll be on a show, an in-person interview, and they'll bring us coffee while we're on the show. So it's pretty sweet.
Shout out to them. Which coffee shop? Where is this?
It's called How About Coffee. If you look up How About Coffee in Google, Apple Maps, it's near Alameda Metro stop. That's like my only point of reference, but yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend. And they have a co-working space back here. So it's kind of like if you're looking for a place to work, some great coffee, and you want to start a podcast.
Who wouldn't? I mean, people are so excited about their new lives in Portugal. I'm delighted. I mean, I've got, I guess, one of the oldest sort of foreigner podcasts about Portugal, and I love it. You know, it's such a lovely thing to be doing, and I'd recommend anyone who wants to chronicle their journey here and their delight about being in Portugal to start a podcast. And you're the man who can help them if they're in the Lisbon area. So how does it work? Can we have a little look at your studio?
Yeah, for sure. Am I able to turn the camera around? Otherwise, I can just flip my phone.
You can choose your camera as well, but as you wish, whatever's easiest for you.
Oh, that didn't work. All right, I might just. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Sound great. You sound great as you should, as you might.
Okay,
imagine.
good. Because so we have. I mean, there's not a lot to show. It's a small studio, but I can kind of show you the space. There's basically we have a table. We have two of the Shure SM7B, I believe they're called, microphones on Rodecaster arms. We have the Rodecaster Pro 2, which makes it so easy, makes recording the audio super simple. We have two of these Sony EZV10. I don't know. I'm not a tech guy. I had someone else recommend everything, but they're amazing. Okay. These cameras are so good. We also have two of those for two different angles if you're doing an interview show. And then we have a third third thing here that you can put your phone on, a tripod that you can put your phone on to get a wide angle if you want a wide shot for the podcast as well. And then
it's not just audio; it's fully audio visual. If you want to make a podcast, it's a video podcast as well.
And I work with a lot of editors and stuff who do the editing and can do short clips and all that stuff as well. So. It's kind of like I can really help, since I do my own podcast, I really can help someone do theirs from scratch. And I have everything you need to do your own. And we have different light colors to make it feel more like your own branded vibe. And then we have this sign here, which this sign is bought through Displate, which is a website where they have thousands of different signs. So you can get a sign that like matches your vibe and just switch it out super easy. To kind of make it feel like your own studio. And I'm planning to get
a white label podcasting studio. You've taken care of all the what's that? Have you got hovercraft in there as well?
No, I don't. Yeah, that wasn't me. I'm not sure. I heard it only from myself. I don't know where that's coming from.
It might be your fan. I think you've got one of those techno fans in there as well. A Dyson
maybe.
All right, look, it's incredible what you've created,
and
you've taken all the hard work out of it, basically.
That was the goal, man. And I wanted a place where people, because I feel like in-person podcasts are becoming more popular, and I'm a guy that like I really enjoy the sort of naturalness of the in-person conversations, and so I really wanted that, and I wanted a space people could create their own in-person studio and interview people. And then we also do, if you want to film an online course and you want it to look good and you don't have the space at your house, or if you want to do a webinar, we also do those. So if you want like a one-time, I just need to film this webinar for this thing I'm doing, we help with that too.
Superb, Mike. What's the best way to get in touch?
If you go to my website, I just put it up. It's called lisbonpodcast.studio. So
I will make sure people can see that. So lisbonpodcast.studio. It's a lovely idea. Any questions from you, Tia Filomena?
No, I don't think I have any questions.
When we record our Learn Portuguese podcast, we could pop down to Lisbon and drink coffee and drink beer with Mike. I think there's a possibility there, Filomena.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
I'd love to chat with that person. It'd be awesome.
Are you learning Portuguese, Mike?
Yeah, slowly. It's difficult, but yes, we are learning.
Yes, difficult, but not impossible.
Yeah,
not impossible. Nope.
Stay tuned, Mike, and we're going to do a little bit of Portuguese. We've been sightseeing mainly this morning, but we'll do a bit more Portuguese language and culture after we've said goodbye to you, Mike. So thank you so much for showing us what you're doing, and well done to you for coming over here, enjoying life here, and starting up a little business that will help other people as well.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, Mike, take care, and we'll make sure people have got the details of the
Ciao,
website.
Mike.
Ciao, ciao. There he goes. Mike Blankenship there in the capital. I think that's fantastic. So let's get back to that language and culture. I think that's you, Filomena, and not Mike. Is that you, somebody outside your shop?
Yes, it's, I'm at the main square here. And they are cleaning they do something that I don't think it's a good idea, but they just blow they blow all the leaves on the ground, you see.
Right.
And
Okay.
that's why this crazy sound is the blowing of
I see. Okay.
all the leaves on the ground. But I mean, they could at least vacuum
I
vacuum
can feel
them.
a song coming on. Yeah, well,
Aspirare. They could aspirare would be better.
It is the way now. People tend to blow leaves around and then
Yes,
sweep them
but
up at
I
the
mean,
end,
what's the deal with it? They blow from one side to the other, then they go to the other, and then they keep blowing.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is grey. I went for a walk. Okay, sing along.
Imagine me teaching here, because
Yes.
I always teach here in my office, and lots of times I have lots of noise outside, but well, okay, we have to live with it.
Amazing. We might have got a bit frozen during that. Apparently, we've got Matty here, who's also got some news. You'll be setting up or starting your clinic today. His pain management clinic begins, I believe, in Ancial today. So, morning to you, Matty, and good luck with that. Let's get to those language questions and culture questions.
Yes, please.
And people are excited about Golgan already, and someone in Alcobaça producing a podcast in the local radio station. I think that's called CFM. Those are my initials. I'd love to meet that friend of yours, Pam. First thing I wanted to ask you about the culture, Filomena. It's Friday the 13th today. Does that strike terror and fear into the hearts of the Portuguese?
Do you remember, Carl, where the party is every Friday the 13th?
Oh,
Do you
yes.
remember? Not in the south, as you once said. It's in Montalegre.
Where did I send people? I said
because you said Porto Alegre. You said Porto Alegre. No.
There are people still lost there.
Montalegre. So yes, today it's a big festival in Montalegre. Usually about 50,000 people go there every Friday the 13th. Lots of Spanish as well, because it's right next to the border. So lots and lots of people go. And it's very good for the local economy, because for the local economy, they have a profit of around 1 million euros with the festival. Everything is booked for months. The accommodation, all the restaurants, everything. It's fully booked, and so even a few kilometers away, everything is booked everywhere around Montalegre. So they will start at 13. So the party starts at 13 minutes past 13, so 1:13.
Yeah.
And they go on until about 2 or so a.m. Or more sometimes. But they have fantastic shows at the castle. So near the castle, they always have great performances there. Padre Fontes, the priest that started all this.
Oh yes.
Padre Fontes is the big star. Usually, he is always the big star. He's a bit old now, but he is still the main character there, Padre Fontes.
Sounds amazing. And generally speaking, then it is a thing. It's like unlucky Friday the 13th, is it?
It is. Some people believe it's an unlucky day. Yes. But it can also be a very lucky day. It's up to you. You make the day yourself, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. So true. Good point. I'm asking because, I like to see a black cat down the street and think, oh yeah, walk across my pavement and bring me luck. But the Portuguese, it's the opposite, isn't it? Black cats are unlucky here in Portugal.
Yes, it's. They say that if you see a black cat, it's a sign of something that is going to happen, but very bad.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So be careful if you have a fondness for black cats. It means something different here in Portugal. So any questions on the language, on the culture, do let us know. Antonio F has never been to Golgan. So now's your chance, possibly, to see
You have
that.
to go, Antonio F. You have to go. It's a lovely atmosphere, and the horses are so lovely.
And the house apparently was designed and manufactured by the same people that built the hot houses in Kew Gardens. So Relvash was quite the guy, wasn't he? Connected to people all around the world. He was a dude, says Pete.
He was.
Happy Friday, Carl and Filomena from OLP. Hello, lovely to see you, Filomena. You are amazing.
Obrigada. You are all amazing too.
There is a disco at Golgan where you can only enter on horseback, no health and safety at all. Classic Portuguese Darwin Awards there, just like bull runs. And Tony apparently nearly got run over by a tiny horse in Golgan.
Yes, it can happen. You have to be careful because you are walking on the street and all of a sudden you have a horse head over you. So you have to be careful.
Yep. Okay, we had a bit of a freeze, I think, on our signal. So apologies for that. I think we're back now. And beer and sharp objects. That's referring to the axe throwing. Is that a Portuguese thing or is that an imported thing? Drinking beer and throwing axes, Filomena. Have you heard of that before?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, me neither. There was a tour on the Licor Beirão factory in Schist villages a few days ago. Okay, I think Matty's just... See, Matty, if you just turn up halfway through, you're going to get confused, mate. And that video, if you want to watch it again...
That was a week ago, yes.
But also, the video will premiere shortly after the show this morning, I think, on our YouTube channel, if you want to watch that again. Okay, Gary is saying that the Horse Fair Festival is well worth a visit. Squire of the Shires popped in as well. Good to see you. And Gary's asking, who's coming to Tamar this weekend? It's going to be mercifully cooler. The weather has cooled down, hasn't it? I think now.
Well, at the moment, we still have about 20 degrees. It's not too bad. But probably it will be a bit cooler, but not very. I mean, it's not going to be cold yet.
It's not going to be cold, that's for sure.
I don't think it's going to be cold. Just a bit cooler. And I might meet you in Tomar probably on Sunday because I'm a bit busy to participate in the whole weekend. But maybe if you are there on Sunday, I guess you are.
If you can pop over Sunday, it'd be lovely to have a brunch with you on Sunday. Yeah, please do that.
Yeah, maybe I will join you on Sunday.
Well, another reason to pop over to Tamar to meet the wonderful Filomena with us on Sunday. I'd love it if you could do that. Filomena, question for you from Antonio. Bon dia. Do you organise scouting trips for anyone interested in getting to know Central Portugal before buying a property over there?
Well, I've never organized a trip with the purpose of buying a property. I'm not an estate agent, so but I organize a trip according to the interests of the people who contact me. So I might organize that if they tell me that they want to know the area. Yes, but I always, when I organize a trip, it's a bit like my lessons. I mean, I do my work according to the interests of someone else, right? So according to their interests, I organize the trip. So my trips are not always exactly the same. It's I try to find what could be most interesting to the group that I have.
Customer focused, absolutely. And you did that for us. You know, we were one afternoon, weren't we? We were in San Martino de Porto having a lovely glass of port that I think you brought for us.
Yes.
And we were sitting there like, do you think anyone would like to do a trip from the Silver Coast to the Schist villages? Yeah. And then the next thing
the idea started there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. Okay, and we're welcoming your any questions you've got about the language. You've got a very special anniversary that you're celebrating today when it comes to language, right, Filomena?
It was yesterday. Yes, my 35th degree anniversary.
Incredible.
Yes, I got. Yes, that is what I'm wearing today.
Yes, I noticed.
This, and
so
it was a present from my parents.
And your degree was in what exactly?
In Portuguese is Línguas e Literaturas Modernas, Estudos Ingleses e Alemães.
Wow!
A long name.
That must have been difficult on graduation day when the announcer has to do that one.
Yes, it means modern languages and literatures, English and German studies, because I studied at the University of Coimbra, and I studied language, culture, literature, linguistics, the origin of the language, and everything possible about English studies and German studies. So I studied about Great Britain, about America, but also about Germany, about Austria, about all that. I studied the history, the literature. I read books from the famous authors from the US, Britain, from Ireland, from everywhere.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It must have been so fascinating. What a lovely degree to do with such a sort of wide
Yes,
range.
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. Pam's saying difficult but not impossible. That's what I say when it comes to, because Mike was saying that. Yeah, I'm trying to learn, but it's difficult. Millions of people speak Portuguese. Of course they do.
No, but it's not impossible. And especially don't be afraid of making mistakes, because some people, they get a bit afraid, then if I make a mistake, people laugh at me. No, I mean, okay, people might laugh, but it's not at you. They might find funny the way you say something that, it just sounds funny. But it's not mocking you. They usually help you, and sometimes they want to correct you just to help, not in that sense of criticizing, but helping.
Yeah, absolutely right. And
you just learn if you try, because if you never try, you are not going to learn. Never.
Exactly. So that is I think that's the major pitfall, isn't it, for expats and foreigners who might stay in their own little worlds. If you come here to work, or if you expose yourself to a work type situation that Pam's done and you immerse yourself, that's where you're going to learn, isn't it? If you stay separate out of fear or avoiding, you won't learn in quite the rapid way that Pam has, for example. And Antonio agreeing, millions of people speak Portuguese, 250 million of them. So there's plenty of people to practice with. And if you want to break the ice and have a bit of fun, I'll order a tosta mística, as Catalina was saying yesterday.
Yeah.
My mum with parsnips, and people are saying it's difficult. If you're having a difficulty, ask the question now. We've got Filomena once a month.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
That's why she's here. Where are those questions this morning? My mum used to make parsnips, Pete. It was lethal. A couple of glasses. That's parsnip liqueur, I think. You got very hot, giggly, and then slept for a long time. It happened to everyone that drank it. Oh, my goodness. Gary's mum and her secret ingredients there. It's a competitor to Beirão, possibly. Not a great
we also
day.
had... we also had some parsnip liqueur at the top of Serra da Estrela, but we went on to the parsnip festival. We were frying.
Yeah. Now, I believe the Friday the 13th thing is connected with the Templar history, and it was when they faced their undoing, or the beginning of the end for the Templars, Friday the 13th. So not a great day to be a Templar. A better day tomorrow. When we're in Templar Town
tomorrow it will be better.
On the 14th. Love Filomena, encouraging a bit of Satan worship on Friday the 13th. Beer and axe throwing. Oh, okay. Beer and axe throwing is popular in the US over there. So maybe that's why the American fellas in Lisbon are enjoying that so much.
Okay.
And sadly, if you're coming to Tomar, it's supposed to be raining this weekend, but we can get indoors.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can always bring an umbrella with you. What's the problem?
Okay, yeah, exactly. And, they do have roofs and indoor spaces in Tamar as well.
Yes.
The convent will be very
about the rain.
Exactly. I mean, the convent up on the hill, if you're looking out through a misty, miserly scene, it'll be very romantic up there. Oh, so axes and beers. The Portuguese equivalent is Jerapiga and paintballing. Okay, fair enough. And James says it was precisely because black cats were supposed to be foreboding and bad luck that I got one to love and adore, and perhaps just a bit of a contrary attitude. And Gary agreeing, it looks like it might rain during the nighttime, late early hours, just to freshen things up a bit. But we're going to have a great time anyway in Tamar. Pete saying your trips are absolutely amazing and incredible in terms of pricing. Great value as well. Veronica, wishing you a happy anniversary of your or yesterday.
Muito obrigada.
35 years.
35 years of teaching.
It's quite amazing, isn't it? And I'm not sure if people know that, but tell us a little bit about your teaching career, Filomena.
Well, when I started, I was very young, of course. 35 years ago.
It's hard to do it the other way around.
I started, I was quite young, and sometimes I was mistaken in the school. I was mistaken by, being a student, because I was so young that I remember once I went to the bar, and I think it was in Ancião. I can't remember now, because I went to, I taught in several schools. And one of the schools I was teaching at, I went to the bar, and there was a queue for students and a queue or another part just for teachers. And I was on the part for teachers, of course, because I was a teacher. And then the lady there at the cafeteria, she said, this is not your place. You go to the students' queue.
How lovely. What a lovely compliment in a way. That's wonderful, isn't it?
And, I'm a teacher. I'm not a student.
Whatever. Get to the back of the queue. Nice try, young lady.
Yeah. So I got a bit told off sometimes, because I was in the wrong place. I should be at the students' line, not the teachers.
All right. And talking about those young days, I don't know if Pete's trying to embarrass you here. Question for
from Peter, it's always
a bit probing, isn't it? Can you tell us what all the girls do upon graduation in Coimbra? I have heard rumors. Can you help with these rumors?
Not just the girls, it's everybody, girls and boys.
Yeah, Pete.
Well, yes, okay. If he's asking, I can tell you. The custom that we have a black cape, right? And we wear a black cape and a black jacket, black skirt. Everything is torn. Everything is torn by your colleagues, and you just keep your underwear and the cape.
Really? My goodness. All right.
Yes. And the boys is even worse, because the boys, everything is torn, and they are not supposed to even have the underwear on. Everything is torn.
Really?
Yeah. So just the cape. You just have to wrap yourself in the cape afterwards.
Which is ripped already. Or
no. The cape is our, let's say, souvenir forever.
Okay, that's where you hide your modesty and dignity. Okay, very good. So, I mean, that's all part of an all-round education, though, isn't it? It's seeing what's under the cape. It happens at university sometimes, doesn't it?
Okay. And there is a saying, by the way, quem tem capa sempre escapa. Quem tem capa sempre escapa.
Right. So one more time for me.
Quem tem capa
when you have your cape, always
sempre escapa.
So it's like almost like once you have a cape, you always have a cape.
If you have a cape, you are always protected. You are always. It's always good to have a cape. So
very Harry Potter, isn't it?
Well, actually, J.K. Rowling got inspired by Coimbra capes, by Portugal capes.
I understand. And it was a question that we had in the Portugal quiz this week. When was Portugal's earliest, most historical university created? When did it come together? 1290 was the answer for that, for Coimbra University, the oldest in the world of continuous service, I believe, back from 1290. Amazing.
And also, J.K. Rowling also got inspired in Porto. In the bookshop in Porto, that's a staircase that you can see, and of course described in the book.
Livraria Lelo, right? I think
Livraria Lelo in Porto, yes, near the Torre dos Clérigos.
Brilliant. All right, thank you then. So that rumor sorted out. Something has been fact-checked here. That is a myth, Garvo and Carl. The Templars had nothing to do with Friday the 13th, I'm afraid. We've been fact-checked by Peter. I love the Templars and Tamar. Can't wait to hear your fun. Oh, come on, jump on a plane or a train and join us. October the 13th, 1307 was a bad day for Templars. So that's running and running. that myth there, so-called by Peter. Filomena, 35 years teaching is very admirable. Congratulations on your new qualifications. Have a great day from Jackie, who wants to move to Coimbra.
Obrigada.
And who has a cape always escapes. It almost rhymes.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fantastic.
safe. Yeah. Yes, quem tem capa sempre escapa. Yeah.
All right, we're 5 minutes to go. Let's have a little bit of a Portuguese language test. And you sent me this, which is another thing the Portuguese can be proud of. So would you like to break this down for us, Filomena? And those of you who are watching, see if you can get your translations into the chat as well and your comprehension, if you will.
Well, but you have to, for the joke, you have to show everything, because at the bottom...
I will do a reveal at the end.
Yeah.
When we get our
So, finalmente, uma notícia que nos permite sentir algum orgulho e autoestima. So, finally, some piece of news that fills us with pride and self-esteem.
We like that. So, autoestima.
Autoestima.
Yes, couldn't you? Self-esteem.
Self-esteem.
Pride.
Orgulho, pride. Yeah.
Perfect.
Um estudo recente realizado pela Universidade Técnica de Lisboa mostrou que cada português caminha em média 440 km por ano. So, a recent study done by the Technical University of Lisbon has shown that each Portuguese walks, in average, 440 kilometers a year. This might not be true, of course. Outro estudo feito pela Associação Médica de Coimbra revelou que, em média, o português bebe 26 litros de vinho por ano.
That's true.
So another study, that is more likely. Another study done by the Medical Association of Coimbra revealed that, in average, the Portuguese drinks 26 liters of wine per year.
Could be an
So the conclusion is, isso significa que o português, em média, gasta 5,9 litros aos 100 km, ou seja, é económico. So that means
Portugal.
That the Portuguese spends 5.9 liters for 100 kilometers. So that means a Portuguese is economical.
Incredible. Another contribution to the environment. Well done, Portuguese people.
We don't
Superb. Well done. Okay, so let's go into a few things that are happening this weekend, which will test my pronunciation. Thank you to Andy for these. So a free walk with donkeys to Ancash in Anadia, the Paseo de Burros. Look at that lovely donkey in some grapes there. Thank you for these, Andy. Things that are happening this weekend. We've also got Matty's launch of his clinic. Terapia da Dor in German now. Liebscher
Therapy.
And the therapist is Matty there, who you can see in the pictures. And that's launching tonight in Ancião from 6 to 8 this evening, his first clinic. Back to the Bairrada district then, and a celebration at Big Paul's Lake. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? The 880th anniversary of Ancash. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? There is a document made at Santa Cruz de Coimbra by the first king of Portugal, Dom Afonso Henriques, who made a donation letter to Marina Soares and her heirs of the village. Look at that. Some amazing history there in Portugal, celebration thereof. Dancing, Tardes, Dançantes. That's the dancing afternoons, isn't it? What a lovely idea. Pam could pop along to that at the Bombeiros Voluntários there. We've also got an expat meetup at Praça do Peja. We know what that translates as, don't we? The place of the fish in Aveiro. Great excuse to visit the Venice of Portugal, of course, Aveiro. And we have a festival dinner. What would that be? Oh, Quinta, I guess. Quinta Gordo, the fat farm.
Yes.
Reserve your spot at this fab event. Fill your heart, your soul, and your belly with traditional home-cooked Portuguese grub. Eels, don't knock them till you've tried them. Jeremy Black, the historian who wrote The Brief History of Portugal, said he loved eels when he came to Portugal. Or a juicy steak. That sounds nice. Some picanha and the anguish. They're the eels, aren't they? The anguish, the caldeirada de anguish is the eels. Do you like eels, Filomena? Oh, sorry.
I also have something to show.
Tell us about this one, because we've got to go now.
Festival do Naquatilheiro. It's tomorrow here in Miranda. And this is fundraising for the annual festival of January, Saint Sebastian, that we celebrate in January. And so if you come to Miranda tomorrow at 7 p.m., starting at 7 p.m., you get all this for 10 euros. So it's a meat sandwich, caldo verde, a drink, some crisps, and there is... we are going to close a street.
Of course you are.
Of course, the street is going to be closed. Some tables are going to be put on the street, and this is where we are going to celebrate
Street
tomorrow.
party in Miranda.
Festival do Naco Artilheiro. And if you come to Miranda, it's easy. You just come to the main square and you find a street that is closed. That's where we are.
Absolutely wonderful. Filomena, muito obrigado. Bom fim de semana. You've been wonderful this morning. Stay wonderful. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Bom fim de semana. Beijinhos a todos.
Ciao, ciao. And whatever you do this weekend, try something Portuguese. Take care. Bye for now. See you next week.
Ciao.